Hey guys, it is Sandy here from Seeking Paranormal, and today I am bringing to your screen a true crime case that I came across the other day, and I was like, okay, need to share this one. So I have dug a little deeper, done my own research, and I'm just making a very short video for your viewing pleasure. And I just wanted to say to the family members or acquaintances of the deceased, I mean, absolutely no disrespect. Again, this is just research that I have done on my own, and I'm just putting into a very short video. So let's jump in. This case takes place in San Antonio, Texas. So you're thinking 10-gallon hats, cowboy boots, and, the whole nine. Sure, why not? This incident happened on July 14th of 1992. So Theresa Rodriguez, she is the victim in this story. And she was in her car driving along, and I literally pulled up to her home. She had reached home. And there's that statistic, they always say that accidents always happen closer to home. This was not an accident. This was a planned hit. And in her car with her were both her brother-in-law, Mark, and her husband, Michael. So as Theresa went to exit her vehicle, a gentleman approached her. A gentleman's being very, very generous. She was approached by a man with a .357 Magnum. And this man put the gun right to her head and shot her execution style, and she was gone instantly. Her life was taken from her in such a brutal, horrific way with no rhyme or reason. No rhyme or reason. Like, let's think about this. There was nothing that she did wrong. She was beloved by her sisters and her mother. She was married to, she thought she had this happy marriage with Michael, and all was well in the world. Even where she was working, she was loved by her coworkers. There was nothing about Theresa that, would not be missed as that man approached her and pulled the trigger. And doing so just took it all away in one foul swoop. One instant ended everything. Not just for her, but for the people that loved her. And we always have to take that into consideration, right? You're not just affecting one person's life. You're affecting everybody around that person. So when doing my research, I found that her husband was, upon Theresa's death, was to collect money from a life insurance policy in the amount of $250,000. Gonna make it rain. Not only that, but this douche, literally, just prior to her death, went and took out another insurance policy in the amount of $150,000. So he was literally set to get $400,000 from the death of his wife. So that's not a little suspicious or anything. As a cop, I wouldn't question that, would you? Come on. Everybody takes out a second life insurance policy just before their spouse dies. Come on now. So, yeah. No red flags or anything there. Meh. No, I just, thinking ahead. No. So, the long and short, like I said, I'm going to make this one a short and sweet one. The long and short is that husband Michael and brother-in-law Mark had actually hired Rolando Ruiz to pull off this hit. So, and get this, for a whole $2,000. So her life, Theresa's life in Michael's eyes, was worth a whole $2,000. And he paid Rolando $1,000 up front. Here, dude, like, here, I'll give you $1,000 now. And once the job's done, I'll give you another $1,000. You're just going to be rain of money. And this guy actually, like, he tried 2 times previously and failed with those 2 attempts. And then goes back to Michael before the 3rd attempt and says, do you still want me to do it? And Michael's like, well, yeah, I paid you the $1,000. Like, get the job done. So, and I guess the best possible alibi for Michael and Mark, as they're the 2 that, set this hit up, was to be in the car with Theresa while she was murdered. So, unfortunately, that didn't work out so well. Because what happened was Rolando ended up meeting up with Michael and Mark, the 2 Rodriguez brothers, at a friend's house. And it was literally 9 days after the shooting. And everyone got arrested. So, clink, clink. Bye, bitches. And yeah, everybody kind of rolled on each other. And there were other people that were involved as well. But the friends of the house that they were visiting. And they ended up getting sentenced, which is a good thing. Rolando ended up getting the death penalty. He ended up on death row. And he deserved to be on death row. He appealed quite a few times, so much so that his execution was held up about 5 years, if I'm remembering correctly. And Michael was also on death row. Sly little Michael, however, he was part of the Notorious 7. Yeah. So he was in South Texas prison, and he became part of this Notorious 7. And what they did was they actually escaped from prison. And this whole escape, it just became one big cluster. And what happened was he ended up shooting a Dallas police officer, during his escape. So, because that's, going to go over really well. So he ended up being executed. There was no, let's give him parole, or let's try to see if we can, get this guy off of death row. Not happening. Not when you're a cop killer. So Michael was executed in 2008, and should have been a lot sooner. Because why does he deserve to get to live when Theresa's lost her life? That to me makes absolutely no sense. And his, when asked why he did it, why he planned it, his excuse was that he was in love with this girl and this other woman, and that's why he planned the hit. I'm gonna go with door number 2 and say that he wanted the money, and I think that kind of speaks for itself, saying that because he took out that extra life insurance policy. So to me, I kind of follow the trail of facts. He may have been cheating. I wasn't there, I don't know. However, I think he was more in it for the money to end her life. What a douche. So, Rolando Ruiz, he ended up being lethally injected in March of 2017. And when I researched that part of it, like, I'm not even kidding. When I researched that part, he's like, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. And his, like, I mean, Theresa's poor mother and her sisters were there. They witnessed the execution. And he, like, literally drifted off into sleep and snored away. Theresa had her whole life ahead of her. And, you know, all of these 5 guys that were all involved in total, just, I don't understand. If you're with someone and you don't want to be with someone, if you have this side piece and you want to go be with her, go be with her. There's this thing called divorce. Did you know about divorce? Divorce. Okay, so you go to a lawyer, you sign these papers, you file them, you no longer have to be married, and you can go be with that other, you know, little chick thing that you want so badly that will end up, you know, crashing and burning. But hey, that's a you problem. So I don't for the life of me understand. These are the cases that I sit there and I'm just like, just get divorced, man. Like, why do you have to murder your spouse and make it seem like it's not you, and you're claiming innocence, you're getting extra life insurance policies that you're set up, and, like, money wise, like, that's a total like douchebag move. Just let her live her life. Because you're not happy, go on about your life and let her go on about hers. I don't see the need for things like this to go down. It boggles my mind. It makes absolutely no sense. And for Rolando Ruiz to, like, literally lethal injection for $2,000? $2,000. Come on now. Really? Get a job. Like a real job. You know what I mean? You could make more money at McDonald's. Would you like fries with that? You know, go get a job. He'd still be alive to this day. But hey, who am I? Well, I'm going to end this video, guys. Again, I said short but sweet. Just wanted to share. And let me know your thoughts. Divorce, hitmen, love, crime, life insurance policies. One of the ones that goes through my head is the Peterson case. So don't forget about the owl theory for that one. So that's one we'll touch on later. But it was good seeing you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.